Hi everyone, Darren from VenisonHQ.com here. Again, VenisonHQ.com, your information resource for all things venison, including venison tutorials, how-tos, and guides on using venison-related products to process meat and other things at home. So today we're going to talk about how to mix your meat using a venison mixer. So one of the best ways to process your venison is by using a stainless steel meat mixer. And it's a perfect tool to mix any meat with your favorite seasonings. So here's a simple guide on how to do it. Let's start on getting the stainless steel mixer assembled. So each part of your mixer has its corresponding number found in the manual. Make sure you refer to the manual and those numbers when following the instructions. And the first part is to remove all the parts from the inside of the meat tank, and then to place the spring over the threaded end of the brass bolt. And from the inside of the meat tank, slide the spring and brass bolt through the hole with the long aperture. Thread the axle adjusting knob onto the brass bolt and tighten. Insert the circular end of the axle with paddles over the end of the brass bolt and push the handle through the other opening in the meat tank so that it aligns the axle with the paddles. Slide the handle bolt through the end of the handle and tighten it to the axle with the paddles. And finally, turn the axle adjusting knob counterclockwise to increase the spring tension on the axle with the paddles. After this is done, you'll be ready to mix your meat. To mix your meat, place their mixing seasoning and your cure, if you're using a cure, with a minimum of 1 ounce of water per pound of meat used, and mix thoroughly in your mixer until the seasoning is dissolved completely. You'll know this because you'll see an evenness to your meat. So when you notice that everything is kind of even and looks the same, you can move on to the next step. The next thing would be to put in your place the cover on your meat tank, and for safety, don't operate the unit when the cover is in place. So then you want to mix the meat until it starts to become tacky, making sure not to overmix it. Remove the sausage from the mixer and put immediately into stuffer for stuffing if you're making sausage. Don't allow your sausage to sit for a while before stuffing. You want to make sure that it's cold and that you're not letting it grow any bacteria while it's out. And if your mixture becomes stiff and difficult to stuff, you can add additional water to soften it. This will not affect the flavor of the finished product by any means. After you're done doing this, you want to maintain the condition of your stainless steel meat mixer, and to do that, you'll want to use the following. You want to follow the next following rules. The first thing is to unscrew the axle adjusting knob clockwise until the paddle disengages, and then removing the paddles. You then want to wash the meat tank and the paddles thoroughly with warm, soapy water, rinse and dry them carefully. And then you want to spray the unit with the food-grade silicone spray. And what this does is it's going to prevent oxidation of the meat mixer and keep it in like-new condition. And silicone spray is readily available for all different types of products. Just as a friendly reminder, we want to be sure that you please operate the stainless steel mixer according to your manufacturer's directions. Please assemble it and operate it very carefully when using it. And the function of the meat mixer is to mix the meat and the seasonings. It's not to do anything else. To avoid injury, do not put your hands inside the mixer while the unit is in operation. And don't operate the unit without placing the lid on the meat tank. So if you're planning on making the best ground meat fillet out of venison this holiday season, a stainless steel meat mixer will help you accomplish it. Simply follow this easy-to-use guide on how to use the meat mixer to process your venison for ground meat. And most importantly, have fun. Again, this is Darren from Venison Headquarters. That's VenisonHQ.com, your information resource for all things venison. Click below this video for more information on processing your meat at home and other venison cooking related topics. Again, Darren from Venison HQ. Again, VenisonHQ.com.